The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Jesse Holley, Kurt Daniels, and Nate Newton.
What's going on across the seas? That's right. That's a live look at the Tostitos Championship Plaza outside in front of the Ford Center where the weather is nice today. It's high of 78, currently like 69 degrees. Nate's favorite number. We are here. I think today. I know we're not in February anymore.
Yeah.
This the Black History Month show.
Okay.
It's the all black show. It's the all black show.
Even our producer.
Even our producer. Chris
even Willie Will.
Yeah, even Willie Will. Chris is on assignment. Kurt is on assignment. That leaves Nate. We got Audio Jazz in the back. Bro, we'll get this up there live. We're not fully together, but we're always here in spirit. That's Nate. I'm Jesse Holley. Together, we still make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak. This segment is brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. And we're back for another Tuesday off-season edition for Hanging with the Boys. And today is the 18th, which means that kicks off the voluntary portion of the offseason. Now, the voluntary portion of the offseason is you can do some meetings, you can do some strength and conditioning, you can do some rehab work, but you're getting the guys back in the building, guys who are far and wide and they off-season homes and they traveling. Guys are now starting to trickle back in, starting to come back in as we get closer to the draft. Now you're starting to see those pieces come together. Of course, you see we live in a day and time now of social media, so everything now has to be posted or it didn't happen. You see Dak Prescott and company, even Zeke Elliott's out there in the Dak yard, and they're getting some work in. Guys like Simi Fehoko, guys like Jalen Tolbert is out there. So there's a bunch of guys.
Jalen Tolbert spending night. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You said get a room?
Get a room. Yeah, ask Mr. Jones. He'll do it. He'll do it for a player. Get in the little hotel we got over there.
Just go ahead and get you a mobile home and just move it on a portion of
Trapper John MD or whatever.
Yeah, just get a mobile home right there. But we're gonna we're all across the board today. Kurt's not here, but he always does a great job, and you can never discount the value of teammates' work. So he still sends us the run sheet and what we're going to talk about. And I think I want to start here.
Okay, start where you want to start, Jess.
And Jalen Hurts.
Yes, sir.
Got his contract the other day.
Yes, sir.
5 years, 255 178, 179 guaranteed.
Yes, sir. Are your money back? I don't think you give it back.
And shout out to let me say this.
And no trade clause.
That's important. But shout out to Jalen Hurts. Here's what I admire about Jalen Hurts. And I feel the same way if I ever get in the power of position, a position of power. Jalen Hurts has an all-female team. His agent is a woman. His publicist, his marketing, every
even his mom.
I hope she's a woman.
I had to throw that in there, Jay.
I hope she's a woman. I hope
Go ahead on, man. I'm just having fun.
But for Jalen Hurts, I love that. I love, because I'm going to be honest with you. If you want something done right, hire a man.
Yeah. If
you want something done well, hire a woman.
Yeah, okay.
I'm telling you, if you want it done well, that's more than right. If you want it done well and in time and in coordination to what's happening, go ahead and hire you some women to do that thing. Let's move past that. But Jalen Hurts signs his new deal. Now we're all looking around and we're saying, what does that mean for our Dak Prescott and for the Cowboys? Because I think this now kicks off the much anticipated wait. Because when you look at what quarterbacks are due, Lamar Jackson still looming around there and what he wants with his deal. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, are some other quarterbacks. Dak's potentially getting a new deal. So there's some other quarterbacks that have to get new deals done. Mm-hmm. One, what does this mean for Dak? Two, what does this mean for the Dallas Cowboys on getting a deal done with Dak Prescott?
Let me say this first. And I would never begrudge any player getting his money because I thank the guys who went on the picket line and did what they had to do so I can get my money. And I thank guys that, but this is what I say. If it's not going to be team friendly, we can wait on Dak. And I'm just being honest because I would not have a problem with guys that have been to Super Bowls, guys that have been made deep playoff runs. I have no issues with them. If your team deems that you can tote your team, which this kid kind of showed you that he could tote his team, and when he wasn't there, they couldn't get a replacement for him. And I'm not saying that Dak can be replaced, but I'm saying if it's another 4-year, nah, man.
Now, let me tell you something that's interesting.
That's just how I'm looking at it.
Between the two contracts. Because remember, in the year 2023 that we're entering in right now, Dak's cap hit is $26.8 million.
That's right.
Not too bad.
No, not at all.
2024, though. Oh, boy.
It ain't no old boy. It's like, what you gonna do?
2024.
It's like, what you gonna do?
2024.
Yeah.
Dak's cap hit is $59.4 million.
What you gonna do?
And now, but the Cowboys have to come to a crossroad. And I think they when you look at recent big contracts for the Cowboys, they 0 for 2. They got hoodwinked on the Zeke deal.
Yeah. Zeke kind of rolled with him.
Zeke got him.
He out there with him now.
Zeke got him.
Yeah.
Zeke stung him.
Right.
Then when it came to the Dak Prescott deal, remember, we could have got Dak, and I say they could have got Dak for 25, 26, 27, $28 million.
Now, let me stop you there. I say that, and I remember being on that train, but did Dak really want to sign? You notice he never.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did.
Okay.
I think the Cowboys didn't offer him. Because you got to remember, he was on that rookie. He was on a fourth-round pick rookie deal.
Right.
Making a couple $100,000, maybe close to $1 million. If you told me I was going from making $1 million to making $28 million a year,
right,
I'm on it. Because again, that
was a jump. That's mega.
Jump.
That's mega, man.
That is an enormous.
Right.
That's
800%.
That's Nate Newton belt loop.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I got to just pick at you.
It is a belt loop.
No, it's
yes, because I've come down to about 28.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what?
The Cowboys, they pump faked, and they said, "Well, we're gonna see, and we're gonna see again." And then what happened was, like this situation, people started getting their deals done, which then now yesterday's price is not today's price. And when it was 25, 26, 27, $28 million potentially, then jumped to 40.
Yeah.
So you're talking about $15 million jump on what you could have done opposed to what you ended up doing. Because you gambled on the fact, is he what he really is? Do we think he's a franchise guy? Instead of just going ahead and pull the trigger. So now that Jalen Hurts is out the way, every contract, so now Jalen Hurts kind of has set a new market or whatever it may be because he's the highest paid, second highest paid per average, right? But when you look at his numbers, Jalen Hurts' contract over the next 3 years, I think one of them is like $31 million, 20-something million as far as a cap hit. So it's still friendly so the team can continue to build around him.
Let me tell you something, man. And that's why you hear me say, if you're just going to sign another 4-year deal, in 3 years, you're going to be back in the same position. And now you're going to tell the nation, all Cowboy fans, well, we can't put anybody around this guy. If it's about winning, somewhere, somehow, your agent got to see that, and people say, well, I think Dak agent saw that. Well, okay, if he did, he'll be back in his 4th year, and we talking about $59 million against the cap. So a decision has to be made, and games got to be played. Yes, and this is a big year because if we're in the first round and going home again, and you can't look at your quarterback and say, wow, we could have won this game because Dak plays so well.
So Jalen Hurts' cap hit over the next 4 years, 2023, $6.15 million. 2024, $13.56 million. 2025, $21.77 million. And 2026, $31.77 million. Those are the cap hit numbers. Now, those are the numbers. We're talking about a team-friendly deal. Now, he has 5 years. $179 million of that is guaranteed.
Right.
But when you look at the cap hit, that's what we're always talking about, the cap hit, the cap hit, the cap hit. Those are team-friendly numbers. Those are below what quarterbacks are getting per year just on the tag alone.
Yes.
So that gives them an opportunity, and you got to give shout out to their front office because they've been putting on the clinic. The Eagles front office have been putting on an all-out clinic on how to build and put together a team and still not be over the cap and strapped for cash.
And can go out and get top free agents that are sitting home. That's saying, you know what, I'm going to camp. I don't play 8 years. I don't want to go to camp. But they still seem to go out and get that right defensive tackle. They get that right secondary piece that they can pay. Okay, here's a 1-year deal, $3 million. Come on in here. It ain't a 1-year deal, $1 million. Wait, everybody's got that. So they put on the clinic. I agree with you 100%.
But now I think the thing comes to the point where is okay, we know basically $60 million cap hit next year, right? So I think the Cowboys are at a crossroads again because, to your point, this is potentially the last year for Mike McCarthy, right? Unless he wins big, he's probably going to be replaced. And it may be Dan Quinn that replaces him, and maybe someone else that replaces him. But also, this is coming into year 8 or 9 for Dak Prescott. Are you at a crossroads of saying he is what he is, or there's still more to come? Because if you go out and you got him weapons, you got him Brandon Cooks,
CeeDee Lamb is growing.
CeeDee Lamb is growing.
Michael Gallup back off a second year.
Maybe. We'll see. If you take, we'll see. We'll see what Michael Gallup turns out to be. We'll see what Jalen Tolbert turns out to be. All these guys turn out. All these potential guys. And I remember Marvin Lewis told me this a long time ago. And when I first got to the league in Cincinnati, Marvin Lewis said to me, he said, you know what potential gets you?
Nothing, bro.
He said, potential gets me fired.
Right.
So don't tell me about potential. We only got two. We got two of y'all. Yeah. Come on in. Yeah, come on in. We got two of y'all. Marvin Lewis said potential gets you fired. So we're banking on potential to happen, but that doesn't mean it's going to necessarily happen.
It's 3 guys going to play.
What's up, man?
Galloway.
What's up, brother?
Galloway.
What's your name?
Joe Rock.
Joe Rock. What's your name? Aretha. How are you?
The great Nate.
That's the great Nate Newton.
Man,
All right.
Yo, this is my favorite show.
This your favorite show?
Oh my God.
We appreciate it. Say hello to the people. You're on live.
Oh my God.
You're on our show live. Your favorite show.
Some of the haters.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get him straight first, and then we'll talk.
Okay. Get me straight.
Jalen Tolbert is the only, out of the 4 guys you named, he is the only question mark. Michael Gallup
Question
will be
mark.
ready this year.
Question mark.
No, he's not.
He's a question mark.
Cooks will be ready.
Who? Brandon Cooks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he will be ready. And C.D. Lamb, I talked to him
Yeah.
at the card show.
CeeDee
He
going to
is
be
ready.
good. Cooks are going to be good. But now that's
Michael
your
Gallup
1 2.
is going to be good.
Question mark on Michael Gallup.
No, sir.
Question mark on Jalen
No,
Tolbert.
sir.
Question mark on
No,
Simi
sir.
Fehoko. Question mark on whoever
Them last four, yeah.
whoever that you draft, and it's still a question mark on the 2 tight ends that we have here.
Nah.
Hendershot
no, sir.
and Ferguson. There's still a question
Ferguson
mark.
is a baller.
You know what? The small sample size that
Hendershot
we
may
saw,
be a question mark. But I
Question
got
mark
your
on those
answer.
guys.
I got your answer.
So when it comes down to it, it's going to be a big year for Dak Prescott because, and this is the thing about the Cowboys, do you pay him now? And now, if you pay him now, if you give him a new deal now, leading up to this season, you're now saying, we stuck with you for the next 4 years. We stuck. You are our guy for the next 4 years. I'll take you until year 11 or 12 or 13 or whatever it is. And if that don't work out for you, we screwed.
If it ain't friendly.
Or
It got to be friendly.
you
got to be friendly.
Or
Yes.
they gamble again and they say, we're not going to give you a deal now. We'll wait till the season comes and see how you make it through the season. And if you produce.
So you saying him and Mike McCarthy walking neck and neck? The 3 receivers are good to go. The 1 tight end is good to go. That is 4 weapons right there. Now the other guys, you can long shot them. But Michael Gallup coming to play this year. All right.
We'll
All
see.
right, now let's get to these
We'll see.
beautiful people. Let's get to these beautiful people, man.
Y'all a lucky day today, man. Y'all on a tour. Just the 2 of y'all. We're going to bring y'all in here. This is your favorite show?
Oh, all of them, but just my favorite.
No. We don't care about nothing else that happened
by
else.
YouTube too. Y'all get
Watch us live. Watch us on YouTube. They said you got something for the haters.
Oh, all y'all Cowboys.
Now come close to the mic. Now don't cuss. Now if you cuss, I'm gonna tackle you. I promise you, if you
Nah,
cuss,
don't tackle that dude. Look hard. Dude, that's right.
You got 10 seconds to tell the haters what you got to tell them.
All y'all Cowboy haters, The Rock made it to his favorite place. So we're gonna win this year. That's what I feel. Okay. Number 1.
How far we going in the playoffs?
Number 1. So other than that, The Rock made it. Joe Rock.
Joe Rock. How far we going in the playoffs, Joe Rock? How far we going in the playoffs?
We going all the way.
See, that's typical Cowboys.
If you smell what the Rock
is cooking.
and that take right there is foul.
Take your shirt off, man. You built.
No, don't take. No, man, stop. All right, let's.
I build up like the credible hook every time
We appreciate you, man. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna go into our next break.
Take your shirt off.
I know we don't want Rock to take his shirt off. This is a family-friendly show, and if anybody taking their shirt off, it's gonna be me.
Jess, you ain't what you used to be, dog. I peep your game, man.
I ain't what I used to be.
You
All right,
ain't
well,
what you used to be.
let's go into the break while I do some more push-ups and get my confidence
This dude
back
worried
up.
about the 3 receivers. I can't.
Yeah. Stay right here with us on the other side of this break. This is Hangin' with the Boys.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
3 receivers good.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of fan you are. So whether you're a die-hard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this Tuesday off-season edition. We are without our boys Chris and Kurt. Again, they're on quote-unquote assignment. But we'll see what all that's about when they come back. I ain't going to give away where they at, what they doing, but I'll let them tell it on their way back. We discussed in that last segment all about Dak Prescott, but this segment is brought to you by blockchain.com. Also, 2023 draft at the Star. Come out to the Star in Frisco for the Dallas Cowboys draft weekend presented by Miller Lite. The party starts Thursday, April 27th at 6:30 p.m. Enjoy draft coverage, player appearances, live performances, and more. On Friday, come back for draft night out with live music and games. Then finish strong on Saturday with Draft Day 5K presented by Baylor Scott and White Health. For more details, visit DallasCowboys.com/draft. Now, we talked ad nauseum about the contract for Jalen Hurts and what that means for Dak Prescott. And we all know that this thing begins the middle portion of it, the intermediate portion of it, and ends with Dak Prescott. But one of the things that we realize that it's going to come down to who pulls the strings. And that comes down to the owner and GM, Jerry Jones. Recently on NFL.com, they ranked Jerry Jones the 10th best GM in the NFL. Do you think we underestimate maybe not his football mind, but his leadership?
Oh, I remember from day one coming into the league, changing the league and the way they think and how they make money and what marketing. You know, some teams have 4 or 5 marketing guys and gals in their department. Now, it's hard to find one with less than 20. You know, I understand why they ranked him so high because you're talking about he takes it to a new level. You know, they said GM, not pro personnel director or nothing like that. GM means you running the whole thing. And he does a great job with that right there.
We've always believed this when it comes to Mr. Jones and his ability to market. That part we've never questioned. We've never questioned the ability to market. We've never questioned the ability to sell, the ability to transform the league as a whole. Mm-hmm. Like he's been a pioneer. He's been on the forefront of getting the NFL. The Washington Commanders just sold for close. Now talking about this new offer in for $7 billion. Like, just take a minute and think about that. The Washington Commanders, who have been, I don't want to say bad things about the people over there, but they just haven't been a good franchise for a very long time. Sold for $7 billion. That tells me that the marketability of the National Football League is at such a high level that even franchises who don't turn out products, who don't have superstar play, like the Washington Commanders outside of the DMV area, they don't have a national player. They haven't had a national player in a while.
That's right. That
people go out and say, "Oh, this guy's top 10 in jersey sales. He's on commercials. They don't have that. They don't have the quarterback. You know, even when they have first round picks, they just don't have a franchise that has the marketability that other teams do. They don't win games. They don't go to championships. They're not playoff contenders every single year. But yet they sold for $7 billion or are going to sell for $7 billion. I think a large majority of that comes from the way that Jerry Jones has made the National Football League one of the hottest and most profitable leagues in all. It's the hottest league of all leagues. Nothing is more dominant than football. And so we've never questioned that about him. I think the biggest thing that we've questioned him about when it comes to the GM portion of it, it's building teams that play in January. And if we're being frank about it, building a team that plays deep into January consistently has avoided him since your days.
Yeah.
So do we give him we have to give him credit for what he's been able to do for the marketability. Mm-hmm. But at what point in time, to be the 10th pick GM in the league, is that more of what he's doing team building wise, or is that more what he does in the area of building a league to make it a watchable product?
If this is the thing, it seemed like every 4 years, something bad will happen to the Cowboys and we'll fall, get a decent draft pick, and all of a sudden we back in it for 4 years. So besides the January stuff, you can look for 9, 10, 11, maybe 12 wins out of the Cowboys, and 10 on average. So they're always lurking around the playoffs or in the playoffs. Our biggest issue has always been what happens, in round 2. That's where the Cowboys are lacking. That is why they still can sell and do what they do. Now, Mr. Jones has took his ability to market the way he has and turned this thing 200%. And so when you trying to say GM running a team building, it's not bad. It's better than a few of the teams. We can go name about 10 teams where that ain't happening. He always keep this franchise in your mind, on the edge, on the outside of your mind. You always, and the Cowboys too. And I'm talking about that's guys in Washington. That's guys in L.A. Oh, yeah, the Cowboys too. Whereas in this central location, we're number one. Mm-hmm. So you take the team building where he's number 1 in marketing, and he may be number 15 in team building, and just bring it right to number 10.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
And to transition from there, you hit on a good point about drafting, right? Drafting the players. And Jerry does the hiring for guys like Mike McCarthy, who is now in a position where he's coming up on this draft. And it's starting to catch a little steam. We were watching a little bit here on the TV about what the Cowboys were going to do at their pick, and everybody has their mock drafts coming up, right now. Mock draft this, mock draft that. And I'd like to say, not to pat myself on the back, but I've been 2 months ahead of this whole thing about tight ends. Mm-hmm. I have. I've been 2 months, 2-3 months ahead of this thing about what I wanted as far as draft capital. Mm-hmm. But if tight end is the way that they go, history has shown that Mike McCarthy has never drafted a tight end earlier than the 3rd round in his time at Green Bay, where he was the head coach, the head honcho, calling all the shots over there. Does that change this year? Talking about team building, does that change this year? Guys like Kincaid, guys like Michael Myers. There are a few, the other kid out of
Darnell
Washington out of Georgia. I mean, there are a few in this, because you've already come out and said, "Whoa, Michael Gallup, he's gonna be good. Taylor Todd, gonna be good." Question marks to me.
I'm gonna tell you.
Do
something.
you add a tight end to this mix? Do you go against what Mike McCarthy has always done?
They got him going 28th. This Peter Schrager got this guy going 28th to what is the Cincinnati Bengals, and he got us with a running back coming out of Bama. And I told you off air jokingly, you can do whatever you want in the first round, but we need this tight end, and we need some linemen. So do whatever you want in the first round, flash, whatever you need to do to make it look good, but we can't mess up the 2nd and 3rd and 4th round. We got to have some linemen. Because if you don't get yourself some linemen, we're going to be sitting up here saying, well, that sack, ain't no run game, and we'll be going, well, didn't we get a wide receiver in the first round? Shouldn't he be so good till he can overcome that? It ain't happening yet. So I'm with you. That Darnell Washington is, man, I seen some film on him. I mean, he first year at Bama didn't play much. Second year at Bama didn't play much. This year here came in a little banged up, got healthy, and he was balling. Now somebody told me he ran a 4.6 40. I do not care. When go get a football player. I'm all about the numbers to a certain extent, but man, this dude is 6'7", 270 pounds. Man, this dude was chunking linebackers and defensive ends into the next twilight. And so I'm like, you say Ferguson is not a question mark to me. I think he's going to make a great leap this year. Hendershot has got a ways to go. But you do what you want in that first round, but don't mess around. Pick 2, 3, and 4. Don't.
Historically, the Cowboys have done really well in the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, you take out Taco Charleston, we don't count that. We don't count. That's a mulligan, right? You get a mulligan. You get a mulligan for that one. It's been the second round that the Cowboys have truly just flat out bombed in the last 10, 12, 15 years. Those second round picks have just not produced. And you even have guys like Sean Lee, who when Sean Lee was on, best in the business. You just didn't know when Sean Lee was going to be on because of the injury history. So the Cowboys, they have some work to do in the draft, and maybe kind of going against the grain may be a good thing. Like, I know we get into this rhythm of let's always do what we do or do what we know, and I don't do this and I don't do that. Like, maybe there's a time where you got to change the game up a little bit, right? In order to get something you've never had, you have to be willing to do something you've never done. And maybe this is the time of year for the Cowboys where they have to switch that up, whether it's from the coaching perspective, the GM perspective, the scouts perspective, to give a different look for this football team. And the one thing that we'll talk about on the other side of this break, which is your specialty, we hear so much, and this comes to your point. This is on the lines of your point where the Cowboys need to go and get offensive linemen. So much so we hear about position flex on the offensive line. Is that a smart thing, or is that this new age thing that just ain't it? I don't think old school. Have a broad perspective on this. We'll get your thoughts on the other side of this break.
Lord, please
stay right here with us. This is Hanging with the Boys. We'll be right back.
Lord, please, let's don't go down.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they make just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
Hey, Cowboys fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience AT&T Stadium's exclusive VIP Owners Club. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this Tuesday off-season edition. The voluntary workouts kind of have begun, the conditioning, the weight room stuff. I was walking in and I saw the guys and I was like, man, I don't miss that. I don't miss having to come condition. And that's how I know that when my time was done with the league, that's when I knew. Because I used to enjoy that stuff. Like I used to wake up in the morning, 2 workouts a day. I used to pull the bikes out of the stationary bikes out of the weight room onto the outside cement and ride in the sun. I wanted that. I used to love going out there running routes for conditioning, right? Do things like you run the route tree, right? You run a hitch, boom, catch it, sprint 5 yards, throw the ball back, line up, run a slant. Catch it, sprint 5 yards, run, put the ball down, line back up. You do that all the way down the field, do it all the way back. Do that about 4 or 5. Like, I used to love that stuff. Now, I look at how this go.
Yeah, when I used to go, I started Wendy's, get me a single, large fry. Then I ride down the road about another hour, stop at Kentucky Fried Chicken, get me a 2-piece. Then I go a little bit further.
No 2-piece.
Yeah, because I was snacking. And so I go, then I get in my car, ride down the road, and get me a Whataburger. Yeah, man. Then at the end of the day, I have me a 4-piece. 4 super large order French fries with some beer. And that would be, boy, and I would eat it out in the sun so I could sweat.
So you can sweat it out?
Yeah, that's what I would do, baby.
Oh, but that has begun, and that just tells us that we're getting closer to the draft. And Nate, to your point, the game is won and lost in the trenches. Whether your offensive line is able to dominate the defensive line or vice versa, your defensive line will dominate the offensive line, that's where football games are won. Yeah, you do all the running and the passing and the quarter, but if you can't protect, you got quarterbacks worth $500 million. You got quarterbacks worth $250 million. If you cannot protect, and you always hear the term quarterback friendly, that is a term which I don't look at it negatively. That's a term that is, to me, universal in the team aspect. If you're an offensive-minded team, everything that you do has to be quarterback friendly, even on the defense side of the ball. Do I have a defense that's going to give my quarterback the best opportunity to succeed?
Right.
Early in the year when Dak Prescott got hurt and they had, what was the backup's name? Cooper Rush. The defense became quarterback friendly. It was, hey, here's what we have to do to give our quarterback the best chance to win. Mm-hmm. Whether that means we got to create turnovers, score off turnovers, hold people under the league average, that's quarterback friendly.
Yes, it is.
Offensively, quarterback friendly is what type of offense that we're running, what are the weapons that we put around him. There is not one quarterback in the National Football League that can produce without weapons.
That's right.
So when you hear about we need to put weapons around our quarterback, no crap, Sherlock.
Yeah.
Every quarterback needs weapons.
That's right.
To succeed. Now, which ones you need to succeed more in, that's up for debate depending on that quarterback. But to me, and I know for you, the quarterback-friendly part of this is the Cowboys have to start up front. And we've begun to hear different terminology, especially since analytics has come into the play. We've heard this term of position flex, where you are bringing in more guys that have the ability to play multiple positions across the offensive line and other positions as well. But really kind of going away from sturdy, dominant, hey, I'm a left tackle. Hey, I'm a right tackle. Hey, I'm a center or I'm a guard. It's more so like, hey, I'm a swing tackle. Hey, I'm a guard / center. I'm a center / guard. And for the Cowboys, you're hearing so much about position flex. Is it a good thing from your perspective across the league, but most narrowing it down in a vacuum, is that a good thing for the Cowboys to have offensive linemen that have position flex?
If you have 5 super athletes, that's cool. But when you don't have 5 number 1 picks, high second round picks, no, that's not cool. You go find a guy, put him at a position, let him work next to a guy that's at his position, and let them guys work every practice that they are healthy together. Now, your 7th and 8th guy is those flex guys. Even your 6th guy should be dominant at one position. And then your 7th and 8th guy, those are your flex guys, your swing tackles, your guard that can play guard and snap the ball. But all this, getting a guy that's not good at nothing, that's like having 2 quarterbacks. You don't have a quarterback.
Right.
And when you go to saying, well, I got 3 guys that can play 4 or 5 positions, really? That's where you better start looking, because the gate's going to open up. And where they really open up at is in the playoffs. So I got a guy here, man. I mean, he ain't the most handsomest guy, but Miss Jazz, I'm going to put him up here. This guy right here. Yeah, just look at that. You see that, Jess?
No fronts.
Yeah, 2nd round pick right there.
Where's he from? North Dakota State?
Yeah. So you
What's
make
his
sure.
name?
Cody. You look for Cody, man. Look for him. That's who we need right there. Yes, sir, Cody. That's who we need in the 2nd round. He's tough, he's mean, he don't care about how he look. So evidently, if I'm gonna take a picture like that, he don't care about how he look. So I need me some guys that's gonna change the culture, gonna help change the culture, man. And he's the guard, and everybody keeps saying, you don't draft the guard in the 1st round. You don't draft the guard in the 1st round. You draft a tackle that can play guard. Well, you know what? We drafted a tackle that can play guard. Guess what he wound up playing? Tackle. His name is Smith. And we drafted him last year as a tackle.
Tyler Smith.
And now he played guard, but he's a better tackle. Now we playing this game of whether we're going to put Smith and Steele and this guy. Put these guys at a position and let them play and build continuity so we can have a quarterback that's well protected. So when Michael Gallup busts back on the scene, Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb bust on the scene, you'll be like, Nate, you were right. If Michael Gallup don't do his job and he ain't the guy that I think he's going to be coming back off this 2nd year off his knee injury, if this guy failed, that's a lot of money they don't spend. That's a lot of money they don't spend.
They'd be 0 for 3 on contracts.
Woo, that'll be bad.
Yeah.
And I just think Michael Gallup is a little bit tougher than people think.
When it comes to offensive linemen, I always defer to you, but I do think you're right. I mean, the Cowboys, to kind of go back to our first segment, is the team building aspect of it. They built the roster right now, have players in this roster right now where there isn't a dire need for a player in the draft. Like they're not going in the 1st round like we need a quarterback or we need a receiver or we need a no. The roster is pretty set across the board. It's now putting in the pieces that are going to play.
I think they do have a position of need, but
dire need.
Yeah, dire need. But they're gonna try to skate.
You talking about defensive tackle?
No, offensive line. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't think it's there's a need. There's a difference between having a need and a dire need.
Yes, one is panicky.
Yeah,
the dire is panicky.
Yeah, like
they don't have to panic.
If we don't hit on this and we don't get this,
right? But Tyron Smith, when injuries can happen, I know this as a player. You know this as a player. We're both experts. We know injuries can happen. But when you go into a season saying, I know this guy gonna miss 6 games, how you be getting close to that dire? Don't you get close to that dire? Because we have Tyron Smith, we have Steele. Those are 2 tackles. We have Tyler Smith at the left guard. We have the center and the right guard. That's all we have. That's all we have. That's all we have.
Yeah, I think it's dire if one of those guys go down.
That's what I'm saying. Dire is so close.
Right.
Dire is so close to you taking an anxiety pill here in a minute. That's how close Dire is, for real.
It's peeking around the corner.
That's what I'm saying. So people say, well, this guy and that guy and oh, man, these guys, not proven. Every guy that I did not – you can go look at the Cowboys roster. Those guys are not proven. So –
now not a good time to be flirting around with guys.
But I'm of the belief of this: if this guy don't fall to you right, I do not believe in reaching. Don't go get the kid from Baylor or these other kids that are out there that are first round picks and they're not. And they're really second round guys where you can probably move down and get these guys and feel good about it. But I don't believe you have to draft a lineman in the first round. I think you have to have a bulldog scout that'll go out and get you that ugly guy. Not so much ugly as this guy, but get you that
mentality.
Dude. Yeah.
Ugly football mentality.
Bro, I was a free agent. Mark Tournay was a free agent. Kevin Gogan was a 6th round pick. I think Stepnoski was a 4th round pick. It's guys out there, but you got to have a bulldog mentality to go get these guys and to play these guys and to give these guys work, not at 8 positions, but at 1 position. I just believe that.
I think that's true. And as we get into this offseason, we'll continue to watch it from OTAs to mini camps, and we'll see how the Cowboys kind of put this stuff together. The draft is just a week away. Next week?
Yeah, 28th.
28th. Yeah, that's next week.
Yeah.
That's next week. So the draft is a week away, and this roster will begin to form. We'll be start seeing how they put these pieces together, and we'll be right here with you every single Tuesday to talk about it. Draft coverage, you know how we do it here at Cowboys.com, DallasCowboys.com. You got Kyle Yeomans and you got Kurt and all those guys put all that draft stuff together, and Nick Eatman and all. They just do a fantastic job. I'm way above my pay grade to even get involved in all that kind of stuff. But we'll see how it goes. But for us, we're out of here, Nate. Appreciate
you, man.
Audio Jazz, we thank you so much. In the back. Thank you, Bro Will, Bro William, Brother Willie.
Wow.
And most importantly, thank you, the people who make us the best show on the Dallas Cowboys network, across the Dallas Cowboys network via YouTube. We thank you so much. I am Jesse Holley. This is Hanging with the Boys. Until next time, we out.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,